Hi, this is Brandon Smiley from thirstgym.com. Today we're going to talk about exercise called the Staggered Stance Landmine Overhead Press. This is a great vertical pressing exercise with the landmine. It's going to get us up on our feet and get us moving. Very easy to perform, and here's what we're going to do. So we do need a landmine-based attachment and a bar to put in it. Once you got that, you're pretty much good to go. We're going to pick the bar up. We're going to be up on our feet for this particular example, and we're going to go with our staggered stance. So our staggered stance is one leg forward, slightly in front of the other, and we're just going to have them kind of sit back into our hip. So we're not actually going to be in like a split stance position. We're actually going to be a little bit shorter. We're going to have our back leg kind of bent. We're kind of still in an athletic position to where our knees are kind of bent, but we're not going to be just upright like this. So kind of dip down a little bit, up on your toe in the back one, a little bit of bend here, and then the leg that is back is going to be my pressing side. So since I got my left leg back here, up on that toe, front leg's good flat, I can feel my whole foot. Make sure I keep my ribs down. Make sure my torso stays good and strong, so we don't want this moving around. We're just trying to move the arm that we're going to press, and as we press, we want to make sure our elbow stays underneath our wrist. Once we're here, reach towards the ceiling and come back down. So notice that my upper body's not really moving other than my arm. I'm keeping my legs good and still. So again, I'm in a good quality athletic position here. And then we would switch sides, which you'll probably find with most athletes. If the weight is too heavy, here, they're going to press up and they come down. It kind of looks like this. They don't have the abdominal strength to maintain torso position. Make sure they get good and strong here, own the weight, and really reach as we come up towards the ceiling. So this reach part is just as important because we want that scapula to come around the rib cage and upwardly rotate, and that's where we kind of get our bang for our buck with the landmine. So the one thing I will say with this exercise, you do want to keep in mind the height of your athlete. Somebody very, very tall, very long arms, they're not going to get as much resistance because the bar is getting more close to vertical. So, that's not exactly what we want to have happen. You do want some load, so staggered stance is nice for some of those taller athletes that lets us dip them down a little bit lower. But just keep in mind that somebody that's really tall, you might choose to go to a half kneeling option just so you can get some more load and be in a similar position, or even a split stance position as well. But for younger, shorter athletes, people like myself, this does a great job in terms of just getting some good quality load on the shoulders without banging them up. So when it comes to how you're going to program this, usually 6 to 10 reps per side for 3 to 4 sets, and then you can pair that with anything else in your training program and how you have it set up. Very easy to perform once you understand the staggered stance position and try to keep that torso rigid. Most athletes catch on to it really quickly, and it's a good way to just work a lot of athletes in with a particular exercise. And it also gives you the ability with your smaller athletes to be able to mix things up. If you want to go from half kneeling to a split stance to a staggered stance, you can make that determination based upon how tall your athletes are. So someone small like me might choose a staggered stance, and you can have someone medium go with a split stance, or even just really depending upon their hip mobility as well and what you're doing, your stances can figure that in as well. And split stance, there's not really a whole lot of mobility concern because we're not going to be in a deep state of hip flexion there, so you don't have to really worry about it. So if you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comment section. Thanks. Have a great day.